So another thing that happened this week that I this might have been this week's episode. This might have been a previous episode, but I just about shit a brick when I watched the Edge and Christian show that totally reeks of awesomeness on the network.
That was
Uh,
this one. That was
you
this
had been
week's.
you'd been telling me how awesome this show is, and I'd seen some things, but I hadn't really sat down to watch an episode. So last night after Raw, I was watching a bit of the episode, and I perked up a little bit when I heard AJ Styles was in a segment, but then the segment ended up being called "Will WWE Talk About It?" And the gag was they had AJ essentially pressing a button, rifling through different topics, and then deciding whether WWE would be willing on camera to talk about particular subjects. And it blew my mind. One, how funny it was, but two, how it was just pointing a finger in the face of this ridiculous structure that the WWE currently has, and how they're kind of lax now on their whole if it didn't happen in the WWE universe, it didn't happen mentality. But they're only willing to sort of let certain things into their universe that they'll actually talk about, so long as, like, I guess there's been a little bit of a dip of the toe in the WWE pool. So the first thing that pops up is the Bullet Club. Of course, because it's AJ Styles, and so they ask, will is WWE willing to talk about the Bullet Club? And the answer was just yes, and it was really just the three of them reacting and having a great time and laughing. But then they show a picture of the Bullet Club, and in fine print, it just says something like Bullet Club is a major faction in a rival wrestling organization or some shit like that. And so I'm already laughing my ass off about that. But then the next question ends up being, or the next subject ends up being the wrestling organization that AJ Styles wrestled for from 2002 to 2014. And even AJ just looked right in the camera and said, "So will we talk about the organization that I spent 12 years of my life wrestling for?" And of course, the answer was no way. But they even went so far as to show a picture of Test and Albert that had T and A with an ampersand plastered across the screen. And I just marked the fuck out for this. And every time I get to watch some of this show, all it makes me think is Vince is letting these two do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Oh, that show is wonderful. I told you about the Sunny spot that they did a couple weeks ago.
Jesus, it was hilarious. I went back and watched it. It was hilarious, man.
That show is so funny, and I've heard it's got mixed reviews, which I don't understand. I think it's hilarious, and I think it's the best show on the network by far. But that whole segment, I actually sent it to you. It leaked yesterday online, like
Oh,
just
I
just
didn't
that
see that.
segment, and I sent it to you in a message. I'm like, you have to check this out.
Shit, I
And
didn't see that.
and yeah, so I loved it. It was so fucking funny that they were just. My favorite part was the AJ's reaction. Oh, where I made my name and basically had my entire
Yeah.
career, and it's true because if you look when they talk about AJ Styles and his accomplishments, they'll show a few clips from Japan they got, but you know what
And
else
they'll
they
say,
showed?
he's been all around the world.
They show clips from Air Raid. Do you remember Air Raid from WCW late
Yes,
two
I do.
thousands?
Yes, I do.
Oh my god! And I look at it, I'm like, is that AJ Styles? Like I don't even know if that's him. But
Yeah, it was weird, but it was funny. It was cool to see them acknowledge that shit. It was really great when you actually stop and think about the fact that of the three guys standing there cracking this awesome sharp TNA joke, two of them are former TNA world champions.
yes,
And that's what really got me was like, how could Dixie Carter not just be like punching a fucking wall after seeing that?